Alzheimer's Coachella Valley is a nonprofit serving the Coachella Valley, providing resources, education, and various programs to people with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia, but also their family members, loved ones as well. Joining us now to talk more is Sasha Acuña, the social services and community coordinator. I wanted to get that right. How are
Yes.
you? Thank you for
Great.
being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you for inviting us here.
ACV is, we're saying, about 8 years almost now, right?
It's
Inching
about,
closer toward
yes.
its decade in
Yes.
the Coachella Valley doing such important work.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been very exciting and we're just growing with every year.
Yes, well, I've seen that, right? Which I think is interesting how your programs have grown, how the outreach has grown, the people that you're helping has grown, which is just so beautiful to see. For
Yeah.
those who don't know, give a little backstory. How was ACV born here in the desert?
Well, our board members found that there was a need for our local community to receive services that they felt were important. They realized that they needed a community where they felt supported. And that's why they decided to come together, create ACV to be able to really just provide as much as we can, as much support, as much free services that we can provide to our local community. It was very important for them to make sure that it was at no extra cost.
Right.
That would be the last thing on their mind, having to think of extra costs that, like everything else.
Medical bills, all of it
Yes,
just
it comes
adds
with a
up. And
price.
then here's ACV, a free resource that I know is a cornerstone for so many people.
Yes.
I want to just because sometimes I do think there's a misunderstanding or a confusion about Alzheimer's and dementia. Alzheimer's is a form of dementia. I know there's many other
Correct.
forms. Can you explain that a bit?
Yes, so we always say dementia is the umbrella term,
Hmm.
and there's over 100 different types. Alzheimer's is the most common,
Yeah.
the one that people hear the most. But we have Lewy body, we have vascular dementia. There is Parkinson's related dementia as well. So there's a variety of dementias, and really, it's just by following up with your medical provider that they can kind of narrow down and give you an idea of what type of dementia the individual may have.
I know it's such a long road, so difficult, not only for the person impacted, but family members as well. We actually, for an episode of The Pulse that DOHC produces that I host, we interview this sweet man, Phil, who's also a volunteer. You know, Phil.
Yes, we
And
know
I'm
Phil.
sharing this because he's okay. He's shared it publicly, of
Yeah.
course. But after he found out his wife was diagnosed, he was sharing with us how he was just so lost and obviously devastated and afraid and everything. And then he called and spoke to, is it Dom?
Yes.
And he got emotional, and he was a tough man. I mean, it was like a 45-minute interview. I couldn't break him. And at the end,
Nice.
he got very emotional just talking about Dom and what
Yeah.
ACV did for him and how he's like, I finally felt seen by an organization. I'm sure you hear these kinds of stories all the time.
Yes. And that's why we always tell people they walk through our doors, they automatically become part of our family.
Mhm.
We really are a family. We love each and every one of our members, each and every person that comes through our doors. We always want to create a welcoming environment for everyone that comes through. And I think that was our board's main focus was to provide a place where people felt like it was another home and with a supportive family. And I know that that's what they've accomplished.
Yes.
And we love each and every one of them. They always know that they can count on us with however we can help and guide them.
For people who are unsure if their loved one at home is just being forgetful or maybe it's a sign of something deeper, what are some of the early signs of dementia?
So I always say, you know your loved ones best. And so if you start noticing that it's more than just being forgetful. We all talk about walking into a room and thinking, what did I come in here for? Well, yeah, that can be common, right? But if you start noticing more or things that seem more concerning, like they're leaving the burners on,
Mhm.
when they're out driving, they forget how to get to a certain location. Um, and a lot of times it could be word finding, and they're in a conversation and they know what they want to say, but the words are not just coming to their mind. Um, those can be some things that you can start thinking, well, maybe my loved one should start checking to see, because the individual's not going to notice it themselves a lot of the time. If you start noticing this in your loved one, that might be something to um bring up to the doctors and or start investigating. But I always say the family is the ones that truly know their loved one the best and would know what is out of the norm, what is out of the character, what is more than just a simple forgetfulness, because a lot of us will forget where we put our keys, and
Yeah.
so a lot of those things can be common, but then if it's happening too frequently, or it's just a little more odd than the usual, then yes, definitely I
Mhm.
would say start having that conversation and talking to your medical provider.
I know one of the reasons it's so important to Desert Oasis Healthcare to support Coachella Valley nonprofits, specifically ACV, is we view it as an extension of the whole person care, right? We provide medical care, but then people need social and emotional support and all the other kinds of support that nonprofits like yours provide. I know there's such a relationship there, right? A synergy
Yes.
between DOHC and ACV. Can you talk about
Oh,
that?
it's been amazing. Actually, especially with our screening center, a lot of the referrals that we're receiving, I want to say a good percentage. Last time we looked, I think it was about 70% of the referrals that we receive are from DOHC.
Oh,
The primary care doctors have been amazing in sending them to us, wanting for our screening center to be that first step into figuring out what might be going on with the memory. And then we send them our report, and so they've been great. I mean, Desert Oasis has been an amazing support to us in so many ways, but the screening center really has grown so much because of Desert Oasis support.
what are some of the programs out there in the community that people can know about?
So we offer, our main thing is socialization groups, because
Yeah.
we know socializing is important for those that are diagnosed. And then we have caregiver support groups. It's important for us to focus on the caregivers because caregiver
Mhm.
burnout is real.
Yes.
And so we try to provide them that support. With that support comes educational classes. A lot of times when they've been newly diagnosed, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of unknown. And so our organization has really developed programs that can help guide them. We have one that's called Traveling the Journey Together. It's
Mhm.
something that they can do with their loved one, especially if they're in their early stages of the diagnosis. And it's an 8 week, 8 Fridays, consecutive Fridays. And there's a meaningful conversations class as well, which we realize it's important to provide our members with the tools to learn how to better communicate with their loved one, because as their memory declines or their cognition declines, the way that you communicate with them changes as well.
Sure.
So this provides them with those tools and education to do so. Um, Once a month, we have one of our geriatric nurse practitioners that will present on different topics that the individual caring for their loved one might find important, whether it be a topic on behavioral issues. She will present on that. We also have a screening center, so that right now has been growing for us. Because there's a lot of people that kind of are starting to be concerned for their memory, but are not sure and are not sure how to start that process. So it's been really nice to be able to be a part of that, to be that first step into trying to find out what might be going on with the memory. And so we have our screening center where we provide an assessment, and then we can provide them with a report that they can take to their doctors. So yeah, a lot of programs here. We do
Yeah.
outreach as well.
Mhm.
We've recently started, well, not recently, it's been now at least a year that we've focused on our Eastern Valley, because we know that that's a
Sure.
community where they may be falling through the cracks as far as services that are closer to them. And so we're trying to provide them with the information and inviting them to participate in what we have to offer.
I know philanthropy is such a big part of what DOHC does, in addition to being a medical group here, but supporting organizations such as yours. Because, look, I know that we view it as you're an extension of the care that we offer our members that we care
Yeah.
about, right? They need that social and emotional and et cetera support in addition to the medical care that DOHC offers.
Yes.
And for many patients, as we said, with Phil, for many members, excuse me, they don't have anywhere else to turn. Let's
Yes.
talk about some of the caregiver experience because I know that
Yes.
it's so emotionally draining. The emotions run the gamut from guilt, right?
Yes.
Everything. Club Journey, I understand the kind of reason behind that was to give people a safe, comfortable space to still go out and socialize and have coffee, but it's
Yes.
not Starbucks, no fear of judgment. Explain what that day's like.
Oh, those days are very exciting because they come in, and yes, Club Journey is one of our biggest socialization groups. We meet Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to noon. We provide them with lunch. And what's nice is that they can come in and they can just enjoy the activities we have programmed.
Mhm.
And they don't have to worry or be concerned about what their loved one might be doing. Everybody just participates and enjoys. And a lot of times, we challenge any guests that come through our organization to try to point out who's diagnosed and who isn't during our club journey days because they all blend in so well.
Mhm.
You really can't tell who's diagnosed and who isn't because they're having fun, they're enjoying. The word dementia isn't being thrown
Right.
out. They kind of it's a moment just for them.
And I've seen it.
Yeah.
You serve coffee and snacks. I mean, it's
Yes.
very cute and fun. The spouses get to meet other spouses who are going through similar struggles, at
Yes.
home. And there's a lot of just that camaraderie. And it is such a fun atmosphere. You're right. It doesn't
Yes.
feel clinical at all.
No.
There's music playing. It's very fun.
What's nice is that we've been able to collaborate with other agencies that will provide different activities. So we have our mobility and motion that will come
Hmm.
in and do chair exercises. We have a nice lady that has developed this way of tap dancing on the table, but not with them standing, but with
Uh-huh.
their hands, which they enjoy.
So cute.
So we really do try to incorporate activities that will entertain them, keep them happy, and change it up a little bit so it's not just routinely. They know that every time they come, it's something different, something
Hmm.
exciting. And yes, we really try to provide a space where, at least for that time that they're there, they don't have to stress or worry about everything that encompasses dementia. They can just relax. Yes.
And I think it was the last time I was there, there were some LVNs and RNs in training from COD.
Yes.
So it's really a community effort, right? I love that they were a part of that.
Yes, it's been really nice to collaborate with COD. They during their rotations, both for LVN and RNs, they will come through our agency and be able to experience our community and learn a little bit about those that are going through this journey of dementia and their family members and the diagnosed and how it differs from person to person. It's not cookie cutter. And so it's been really nice for them to come and they leave there very happy. In fact, we've had a couple of students where their family members were diagnosed and now attend our groups because of their rotation.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I know volunteers are the cornerstone of any nonprofit. How much does ACV rely on volunteers?
Oh my goodness. I want to say a good
Yes.
percentage. Our volunteers are amazing
Mm.
and we're always looking for more, especially now that we're stretching out to the Eastern Valley. We'd love to have more Spanish speaking volunteers, but they really are amazing. The volunteers help things move along smoother. They really are on top of things for us. And they come in with so much love that they really embrace the clients that come through those doors in an
Mm.
amazing way. And a lot of our volunteers themselves have had um, experiences with dementia in one way or another. So it's been nice to see them also feel like they're giving back.
Well, Phil, that was the story of Phil. His wife, very sadly, had to end up going to a care facility. So he
Yes.
lives alone and obviously visits her as much as he can. But he said, ACV gave me so much. He wants to give back. And I mean, look, he's in his later years. He wants something to do as well. And I'm biased because I believe so strongly in nonprofits, but I think there's no greater purpose than giving back, right? Giving yourself unto the community. And I know he's found that kind of purpose. What are some of so for people who are interested, what are some of the things they could or would be doing if they decide to volunteer with ACV?
So we have different opportunities. We have our socialization groups where they can come and volunteer and help us set things up, provide them with coffee and treats, and
Yeah.
just kind of hang around sometimes. And then we also have a lot of our caregiver support groups are run by volunteers as facilitators. That we help train them so that they can facilitate as well. We will set up informational tables at different areas in the valley. And it's nice that we have volunteers that are willing to provide our information and educate the rest of the valley on what our services are and what we have, for the community. So there are several different opportunities to volunteer for our agency.
It's interesting because I've always heard that the three things nonprofits need most: time, treasure, and talent. And so time, obviously, if somebody's listening and this cause sparks their heart, if it's personal for them and they have that time to give back, that's so important.
Hmm.
Maybe their talent, maybe in their when they
Yes.
were a professional, they did, I mean, I don't know, name a few things that now they could come and do for you, whether it's graphic design or, even if they had a history in therapy or counseling, right? I mean, you can
Yes.
come and volunteer some of your talent.
Definitely. I think that is very important.
Yeah.
Actually, in our screening center, our geriatric nurse practitioner is a volunteer.
Wow.
She was, working as a nurse practitioner when she decided to retire, realized, I'm not ready to retire just yet. And she wanted to give back. And now she is one of our main volunteers for the screening center. She helps us do the screening for our clients. So yes, definitely. If people have a talent such as nursing or counseling, we could
Mhm.
definitely use that. It's worth so much to us.
And then,
Yes,
of course, treasure, right? If you do have the funds to donate, that's always needed.
definitely. I think because we're a nonprofit,
Yes,
obviously
yes.
donations come in. I think it's so important. And what's nice with our organization is you can actually see where your money's going. I
Mhm.
mean, our board members have been really good about showing, this is what we're doing.
Yes.
This is what we're offering. And if you donate to us, this is where it's going. This is the community that we're serving. And this is what we want to do is provide them with as much support and education as possible.
I think hopefully a good way to explain to people, because I don't ever want people to feel intimidated like, well, I don't have $1 million. I don't even have $100,000. You
Yes.
don't even have $100. That's okay. I've had the honor of getting to interview Jamie Lee Curtis in the past, and she's
Yes.
very big in philanthropy in Los Angeles, specifically with the
Yes.
Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And she created this little side nonprofit called My Hand in Yours, where they sold online little trinkets, some for $10, some for $20. And it was a fundraising arm for Children's Hospital LA. And she raised $1 million for the hospital just through these like $20, $50 items. And I love sharing that story because we mean it when we say $5 adds up, $20 adds up. It really does,
It
right?
really, really does. I mean, I think anything that people
Yeah.
can donate really does add up and really does help in a big way, especially for when you realize the community that we serve and how we are able with donations to provide these services where people can enjoy and really have this camaraderie. So, yeah, even the smallest donation helps us. Nothing's too small, honestly. I think what is really nice is, again, we always invite people, come on over, see what we're about. And you'll notice that if you do donate, it's going for a good cause.
And I know you've been able to expand some of your outreach already, right? With Club Journey. Is that right?
Yes.
Just because of donations?
Yes, yes, and in fact, we're growing so much so that yeah, I think Club Journey is one of our groups that we are looking forward to expanding
Mhm.
down the line because it's growing so much and everybody's just enjoying it, and we want to be able to
That.
provide more services like that
Yes.
for them.
So if this has sparked someone's heart and they want to volunteer, let's start with
Yes.
that. How can they reach out to volunteer?
Please give us a call. Our number is 760-776-3100.
Say that again, a little slower.
770-776-3100.
Okay. And your website?
It's right here. So we have these brochures,
Mhm.
and if you look, our website here is the www.cvalzheimers.org.
And again, volunteers, all ages, specifically Spanish speaking as well. So that's really nice to hear that you're expanding to the East Valley. Tell
Yes.
me, yeah, obviously you see there was a lot of need for more of these resources in the East Valley.
Yes, there is. I think that especially with our Latino
Hmm.
population, a lot of them, um, Alzheimer's is not, or dementia, I should say, in general, is not something that is talked about openly.
Yeah.
And so it's been nice to see that when we participate in these activities in the Eastern Valley, they're very grateful for the information that we're providing them. And we've actually had our Latino population within our organization grow.
Mhm.
For Club Journey, we have a table where it's just our Latinos that
I love
come
that.
and enjoy. And what's nice is that we make it bilingual because they enjoy interacting with everyone. So it's been a great experience in that way. So our goal is to continue reaching out to the Eastern Valley, inviting them to come. And as we grow, who knows, maybe we'll start doing some of our programs out there.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
again, if you'd like to get involved, so the website again is cvalzheimers.org. The phone number, one more time, is 760-776-3100. And last thing, because I've heard this before with various nonprofits, people sometimes are afraid to reach out because they want to help, but they're like, I don't know what I have to offer. That's okay. That's your job. Somebody
Yes,
reach out, you all plug them in, right? All you
of
need is a
course.
heart, somebody with a big heart who's willing to give their time, and then let them figure it out, right? Let your team figure out where to plug them in.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
If your heart is telling you you want to come and volunteer for us, please come, sign up, don't hesitate, and we will definitely guide you as to what areas we can utilize you. Yes,
Thank you so much.
you're very welcome.